Okay, my name is Jofre Oliveras and I come from Spain and I'm painting a mural for Urban Art Festival Nuart.
So the mural is behind you. It's a fantastic piece. It was actually the first piece to be completed, which is amazing that you got it done in the way that you got it done. But tell me about the mural. What is it about?
Okay, you can see a man holding a flag and the flag is covering the face. It's standing on the top of the rock, and the title is The Man Who Owns the Stone. And the meaning it's about the situation we are facing now globally, that we are getting isolated even if it's this global context. And yeah, it's like the borders are getting really reinforced, and it's this kind of contradiction, no? And the political discourse around this is the potential of nationalism, finally, no?
And this is something. Has this been something you've been thinking about for a while? Because obviously in this country we've got Brexit. I know that you come from, I think, the Catalonia region of Spain. Is that something that's been playing on your mind for a while, this idea?
Yeah, it's something in relation with that, and even it's explaining like the whole picture, no? Where globally we are facing this kind of politics, and you can see even more racism or like a lot of violence that it's like getting a stronger discourse of nationalism.
So your work, I think there's always a meaning. There's always some quite deep meaning from it, and you display this in the way that you paint, and you sort of really do tell a story with your artwork. So where did that come from? When did you sort of start doing this type of work?
Yeah. When I was studying, for example, I was trying to join to like an academy of arts, and for my note, I didn't get in, and I was choosing another career, and I was studying philosophy and communication. And I think this was the beginning of going more through the like the study of the language, Then I realized that art itself is a language. There are many kinds of different language inside of the art world, Like we can express with body or with words or with many different ways, but always is something in relation and how we are expressing beauty and how we are getting the attraction of people, This is like a communication process, Then I start like really going deep into it, and finally, I decide to have like my artworks more in relation of something clear, like a clear message, and because for me, it was really important to understand that if I want to say something different, I need to compromise more with myself, with my words, and it's not because I want to say something different. It's because I really want to find the sense of what I'm doing, And then with this compromise, I was finding a way of living in a sense that it's something that I can express in my artworks,
So take me back a little bit further back into your life, if you like.
Okay.
You told me a little bit about when you're trying to go into the uni to study art. That didn't work out. You went to philosophy. But what about before then? What sort of art were you interested in, and how did you develop your practice and your artworks?
Okay, yeah. For me, it was I started like with graffiti from a long time. My father was he's a drawer. Like he teach me like when I was like a kid how to draw or how to go like more like always step by step learning, And but my father never was working like professionally on this field, and finally from my family was a strong and a strong motivation on this field, no? And yeah, for me it was a hobby on the first time, and I didn't realize never like I can work on this hobby, no? And for me was like understanding how to, like in the first time, even I started with graffiti and these things, working in the streets, but was like playing as a kid, and then I was taking more serious, like drawing and painting, like classical paintings, no? And in my home, like taking a canvas and doing more like a classical process, no? Then was a moment that I discovered that if I was trying to really get into the art world, I was the need was like to create I was starting like creating my own organizations, and from that point. In Girona, for example, there was so many empty spaces that nobody was using, and was like even in a space in the history museum that they had like everything prepared and this, and nobody was doing something really interesting there, no? And I decided to start my association with different artists and start organizing exhibitions there. And because I wasn't, I haven't no any money, or like I was working without money, I started like really doing things because it was the first time with Facebook and these things, like the social networks, and I started like connecting with international artists, and from that point I was doing like exhibitions with many different artists from around the world, no? And this was without money. Then I like kept the attention of many different organizers from the city, and I started like doing festivals and these things. And from that point, I had a very good experience because it was a good opportunity for me when we start like a festival. The name is Milestone Project. This festival was something that was my beginnings on this more like organizing something in the urban art world. And I had the lack of many artists like from the beginnings. There was like Blue, Eric Alcane, Steve, Sam 3, many talented artists that for me was an experience. No?
I bet it was. Well, this is what...
This was in 2012,
Right.
2010, 12, yeah, something like that. And for me was really an inspiration, no? And I started focusing more, instead of like doing gallery works and these things. I realized more the importance of working on the street, no?
So it's always more important to work on the street than...
For me, it's like when you are doing more site-specific, and it's your work more in relation with the environment, no? It's something that it's made. It's not a canvas that you can do on your home and then you can sell it, and it's an object that it's for like a commercial purpose, no? Then I realized that it's more important when you do an artwork in a specific place, because this place is involved and the artwork is involved on the place, no? It's like a
cycle. Right?
Exactly.
So is that the same with that piece then? So I mean, I notice you've used a monochrome palette. Maybe I'm sensing now that you might have linked into the environment around you, but then there's also the story, which is, you know, a little bit story of the Britain. Certainly the debate between Scotland and England too. Were you thinking about all these things when you were creating it?
Yeah, sorry, you asked for the black and white, no?
Yeah, so I mean, you mentioned about the sort of environment before. So there's the built environment, which of course Aberdeen is
Yeah,
known
yeah.
as the Grey City.
Yeah.
But then there's also the story of the environment, so people can make an association immediately when you see the guy on the rock standing with the flag and the nationalism and all that. You know, we've had our ups and downs with that, shall we say,
Yeah.
in the United Kingdom.
Okay. Yeah, for me is that, for example, was one point during the process of choosing and designing everything, like the aesthetic of the artwork. And the first time was black and white because of the colors can be related to a political wing or something like this. Then I decided to do a black and white image for this reason. But then when I put the image in the place and I was working there, I realized the thing about this grey city, no? And granite everywhere. And in the first time I was deciding to put like a frame, like a blue frame, and I was like choosing some different colors, but at the end I was realizing that maybe the best option is like this gray and fitting with the environment instead of doing like this pop color, no? For me was something that the environment finally interacts with the result, no?
Jofre, thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.